Well, it's hard to be in a room of legislators and people who seemingly are so filled with fear and hate. I applauded the one representative who said, you know, how many of us in this room have faith? And I think perhaps everyone, 100% of the room perhaps raised their hand, and he said if we could all meet each other with love and compassion and kindness, and that should be how we conduct our lives, and no one clapped. So that was a bit, I clapped kind of in my corner, but no one else clapped until it was said, hey, we can clap, and then a few people clapped. So it's concerning, you know, as a Muslim American who's a good citizen, never been in trouble with the law, files my taxes on time, happy to show them to anybody who asks. It's a bit, it's hard. It's hard to be in a room when facts are being presented and maybe there are alternative facts in there. The truth.
Tell me the alternative facts. Is it an alternative facts that CARE is an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land Foundation case? Is that an alternative fact?
CARE is the Council for American Islamic Relations, and we've opened up in Austin chapel. And I don't know if you've been.
Are you a member of CARE?
I am. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not a member, but I certainly support them. I know they were here today. I don't know what it takes to officially be a member. You know.
Okay.
But I would encourage you, if you haven't, to perhaps go out and speak to the board that's been created here, because the only way that we can get through some of the fear and hate that exists is by building those bridges.
Here's the thing. I think, I think there's an assumption that because we're looking at certain radicalized Muslims, that we're somehow targeting all Muslims. And I'll tell you that's certainly false, because I have friends that are Muslims, and you know what? They've tried to tell me the same thing, and I think what
they've told you the same thing.
The concern. They're concerned about radical Muslims.
Right. And, what is a radical Muslim, though?
I think one of them would be if you're trying to overthrow Western civilization through Sharia law.
Okay. And so who do you know in the U.S. or in Austin that's tried to overthrow our Austin civilization with their Sharia?
Well, I think I may not know a specific individual, but when you look at what CARE is doing,
what is CARE doing?
Well, they were an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land Foundation case.
What are they doing, though? Can you give me a concrete action? I think, and I'm not trying to be belligerent or devil's advocate, but I think it's important to be able to point to concrete examples.
I can give you an example.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
We had a national security briefing going on in San Antonio with Act for America. They attempted, and we had actually John Guandola was prepared to come and speak at St. Mary's University. They wrote to the FBI, who was going to have a speaker there. It says, we don't think you should have John Guandola.
I'm not familiar with John Guandola.
Well, may not be, but I am.
He's a security expert.
He's a national security, former FBI agent, former Marine, president of UnderstandingTheThreat.com. And they confirmed to him, saying, we don't want him to come, and they convinced the FBI to, we're going to withdraw our speaker. In other words, the information that could have been helpful to the San Antonio community could have been heard, but because CARE put pressure upon the St. Mary's University and the FBI, the speaker withdrew. And then on top of that, Act for America meets in a local Jewish synagogue, a Jewish synagogue that had been marked up with Nazi and anti-Semitic type of stuff. Well, we were meeting in there, and we're going to have a discussion about electronic magnetic pulse.
So when you're talking about the synagogue being marked up with anti-Semitic, do you know who did that?
Oh, no, they don't.
Oh, so why do you?
No, I bring that up because CARE came. Oh, no. Didn't make that accusation.
Okay, just wanted to clear.
But when that event, when we were scheduling our event, CARE contacted Rabbi Scheinberg to say, you should not allow this group to be meeting in there because they're anti-Muslim. Well, we were talking about electronic magnetic pulse weapons and what needed to be done to protect our country against those kind of weapons. CARE put out a big press release to say, we believe that you should not be allowing that information to get out to the general public. So you asked for specific examples of CARE, and so those are some of the.
So if I understand correctly, CARE was against the president of understanding the threat organization coming and speaking.
Speaking there in the San Antonio event.
Might that gentleman have some bias against?
He was.
I don't know the organization, so
Exactly.
I'd be curious to know.
You'd have to ask CARE.
Right. No, I don't want to ask CARE. I would like to ask the gentleman.
Well, he's not here, but the
would
point
speak.
being is that they pressured St. Mary's University, and because we were a sponsor for the event, and they pressured the FBI to withdraw their speaker from the company. I mean, the event that's occurring, and we have this occur in many places. For example, CARE in one of the upper Michigan or Wisconsin, they went to, there were Muslims who were working at a alcohol distributing company, and CARE went with the State Department, or went with the Department of Justice, Federal Department, and said, we need to sue them because we as Muslims do not believe we should be delivering alcohol. They work at an alcohol distributor. Continental Express airline, no, let me finish.
Oh, sure,
Continental
sure.
Express airline flight attendant, after 6 months of being on the job, she and CARE went to Continental Express, says, I do not believe as a flight attendant I should be serving alcohol on an airplane. It's against my religion. So
then don't go to work there in the first place.
So again, if you ask for specific examples about CARE,
I guess I'm not sure how that threatens the security of our country if a flight attendant says she doesn't want to serve
because
alcohol.
a company either decides to begin to succumb to that.
Right.
For example, when we led a group called. Let me finish up one other important point.
That's a company's. My husband owns a business.
Right.
If his employee says I can't wear red shoes because red is against my faith, that's now my husband's choice to say, well, actually everybody in our company has to wear red shoes.
Exactly.
So you can leave. Or it's my husband's choice to say, well, I respect that, and you're not wearing red shoes doesn't hurt my business.
But the Department of Justice came in.
So what I'm trying to say
Just a second, let him finish.
The Department of Justice came in and fined the company $250,000
for doing exactly what you said your husband ought to be able to do.
Yeah, so he objected, says, I'm not going to allow it. The company said, we're not. So they came. So what do you think other companies now are going to do? Other companies are going to succumb and to begin to do that.
Okay.
We reviewed social studies textbooks with an organization called Truth in Texas Textbooks.
Yeah.
We found Mustafa Carroll came and testified at the hearing about facts about jihad that Chris Galbetz talked about that are Islamic doctrine.
Yeah, alternative facts. I would love to have a conversation with them.
They're not. Well,
they're not alternative facts.
They're not alternative.
But I would encourage you guys. Have you guys opened the Quran? You know what I would like?
Hey,
I would like. We have our Imam. I don't know if he's still here. He is. He's in the back. I would like to invite both of you. I would like to invite both of you. Let me get Sheikh Omar. Sheikh Omar. Sheikh Omar. Sheikh Omar. I would like to invite both of you to our University of Texas mosque. Okay. This is the Imam of our mosque, and he's brilliant and an excellent community leader.
Nice to meet you.
Let me just read for the press.
Sorry, if we could just.
Yeah, I'm going to just focus on what you're saying.
I just brought Sheikh Omar in.
I know, I will, in just a moment.
And I would love to invite, if that's okay with you, Sheikh Omar, I would love to invite these two Texas legislators to our mosque. It's certainly University of Texas of Austin. It's UT Austin.
Are you familiar with this book, Imam?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Why don't you read for me right here?
Well, he would like to read it in Arabic because that's just an English translation.
Okay, just read it.
And then he can.
Well, I'll read it for you in English.
Yeah, right. Jihad means war against non-Muslims.
Would you agree that that's what that says?
Doesn't the Old Testament and
No.
the New Testament?
I'm just asking. Does it say this? Does it say this in?
But
and
he
this
should be allowed to answer his question as well.
Let me explain to you. The Sharia works the same way as the U.S. Constitution. The U.S. Constitution, as an American citizen, when I go abroad, I follow the American Constitution to the extent the law of the country allows me to. Correct? When you visit other countries, you are an American citizen, and you will follow your law, your Constitution, to the extent that country allows it. When you go to Canada, you can't open carry. You go to New York, you can't open carry. Am I correct? You'll be arrested in New York if you. The Sharia works the same way.
Well, let me ask you.
Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
But you would agree that this is an authoritative book that talks about Islam? The reliance of the traveler.
Not 100%.
Okay, let me see.
This does not apply to Muslims in the United States.
Let me ask you this. Here it reads in the introduction.
Well, he just answered your question. He said it doesn't apply to Muslims.
It's
like me asking you,
are you Sunni? Or,
it's like me,
or what school are you from?
it's like me asking you, does the Old Testament apply?
No, it doesn't. But I understand.
We can Jews follow the Old Testament.
read.
Okay, the four Sunni schools of Islamic law, and you're Sunni Muslim?
Yes.
The four Sunni schools of Islamic law, Hanifa, Maliki, Shafi'iyya, and Hanbali, are identical in approximately 75% of their legal conclusions, while the remaining questions variances within a single family of explainers of the Holy Quran. However, here in the Jihad, under the Jihad section, can you just read that for me?
This doesn't apply.
But this is
Jihad,
this doesn't apply to Muslims.
the four schools of Sunni law.
I can open up the Old Testament to a Jew and say, this is what you follow.
This is Islamic law. Quran. What makes up Quranic
Do the Jews
law?
follow the Old
Is it
Testament?
just Quran? Is it just the Quran, or is it the Hadiths? Does Hadiths make up a part of?
Have you ever been to an Orthodox Jew and asked him, do you follow the Old
That's
Testament?
not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about Islam. We're not talking about Judaism.
Okay,
We're
so
just talking.
let me tell you as an authority.
Well, let me just tell the audience and people who are watching.
Does he get a chance
tell
to
you.
speak
No.
too?
I'm just saying, but I'm just asking you to read this.
Let me tell you.
Are asking him a
Let me
question, let him
inform you,
answer.
as an authority in Islam, that this does not apply to.
Oh,
So can I step in real quick?
please,
Hi,
Chris.
Imam. My name's Chris Gobbets. Nice to meet you. So what you're essentially saying is that Shafi'i law does not apply under Sunni law. So
Not what he's pointing to, no.
okay, so that Shafi'i law.
We're gonna follow Islam the same way Jews follow their religion, the same way Christians follow their religion, the same way Buddhists follow their religion.
So you're
Within the
denouncing
realm of
Shafi'i
the-
law, though. This is
Within
authoritative
the realm
Shafi'i law, though.
Within the realm of the United States Constitution, just like when you travel abroad.
Do you condemn Al-Azhar? Because that has the imprimatur of Al-Azhar on there saying this is good Shafi'i law. So you're saying
Would
that
you
Al-Azhar is
condemn
not...
God for revealing the Old Testament?
No, we're talking about Islam.
we're talking
and
about
Sharia,
Islam.
right? That's a
but
great pivot point.
No, but that's the
what you're
thing is
when you
that
say
you guys
this doesn't
tried to- you guys
apply,
tried to
Would you
isolate
condemn God
without
for
looking
revealing
at-
the Old Testament?
when you
without
say
looking at
that
the
that
bigger
book
picture.
doesn't apply, you are saying that Al-Azhar doesn't apply.
What he pointed
You're
to
saying
does
the
not apply
International
to-
Institute of Islamic
What he
Thought
pointed
doesn't
to-
apply. You're saying Shafi'i law is bad law.
I challenge you. I studied the Sharia for over 10
Oh,
years.
good. So you know. Then what you're doing right now is that you're lying.
It does not apply.
Because you're saying that
That's
Shafi'i
very-
law
That's
is...
very disrespectful.
I don't care. I really don't care.
So we're not going to work with respect.
When you lie to my face, you studied Sharia law and you're
So
saying
here's what I
Shafi'i
would
law
like.
doesn't
I
apply.
would like to invite
What he
both of you.
pointed to does not apply.
Shake
Okay, that's
I would
okay.
like
What
to
he
invite-
pointed to
So
does
what,
not
what
apply.
I'm feeling here, and this may be my Canadian, I was born in Canada, my Canadian kumbaya coming out, clearly getting very contentious. We were not here we were here to build bridges.
Well, I like debate.
And that's fine if it's respectful.
Sure.
And everybody gets a chance to speak.
Absolutely.
But we would like to invite you guys to
Sure.
the mosque of the largest university in the state of Texas.
Absolutely. And I've visited many mosques, and I'll be happy to come.
Because I think it's important that you come and you speak with Muslims without trying to open up a text and prove a point. Certainly if we open up any, can I finish this time?
I haven't interrupted.
Thank you. Certainly if we open up any religious text of any religion and open it up and point to one line and without the context of anything else,
Exactly.
it can be interpreted
Not in the New Testament of Jesus.
Oh, yes, it can. I went to Catholic school from
Well-
kindergarten all the way to grade 12. So you can,
Be happy
we
to
can
do that.
open
We'll
up.
take you up on that invitation. So if you
Right,
have a
and so-
card.
Okay, have you read the Constitution?
The United States?
Yes.
Sure. I have.
There's a supremacy clause there, right? Okay, and that's what I mentioned in my press release. Right. We pledge allegiance to the United States Constitution.
Right.
Our children do it in public schools all the time, every single day. Our children do it in Islamic schools every day.
Okay.
We actually, I
So
think this is
what
going
is
really
the
well.
fear?
We actually have to close this because there's another hearing coming in. And we're 5 minutes.
What is the
behind.
fear?
If you don't
What
want
is
to
I would just like for him to
I'm not
finish his
Totally,
point.
absolutely, but outside of the
ahead and
point.
talk.
Okay, cool. Please, guys, let's do it. Okay, sir, do me a favor. Yeah,
Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, thanks.